I'm going to be answering your questions regarding gymnastics, my career, and taking a deep dive into the world, which is gymnastics. We're back on the channel, and today I thought, you know what? We haven't done a Q&A for a while, so I put out a few questions to some of my followers and some of the hundreds of subscribers now. Can I just say, I've got over 500 subscribers. Thank you very much. I know all 500 of you probably aren't watching at the same time, but anyway, we'll get straight into it. These are going to be quick fire questions. The aim is for me not to waffle on, me to get in, get out that question nice and quick and move on to the next one. Quite a few of these questions I've answered in depth on my channel, so you'll see a link here. You can see other videos on my channel of similar topics, and if you think you want a deep dive on a certain topic, have a check on the channel and I've probably got a video on it. Like this one right here, where we explain how I would deal with a mental block, or how I do deal with mental blocks. So nice and easy, first one is, how did I get started in gymnastics? So when I was 2, I lost my mum. Unfortunately, she passed away, and I went to live with my amazing grandma, Christine. Wonder Woman, as I like to call her, the most amazing woman on this planet. Christine brought me up from the age of 2. She's probably still bringing me up now, looking after me. When I was young, I was a typical boy, too much energy, jumping around, too excitable. I remember one time she told me about a story of I actually jumped off the cooker and bit through my tongue. So sorry about that, Mum. But I had so much energy. She sent me to an after-school class at Scarborough Gymnastics Academy, which was in the sports hall, and now they have an amazing facility, a facility I got to enjoy throughout my childhood. And yeah, went through the classes. I was kind of not very good for a long time, but we went through the classes, eventually got my shot at competitive gymnastics, progressed through that, and that was how we started. Number 2, see, I told you it's going to be quick. What is the hardest skill you can do? I've not planned any of these questions. So I think the hardest skill I can do is a triple front, triple somersault. I've competed triple front half on the trumpet. So that's probably what I would say the hardest skill. Yeah, I think there, or maybe around the flick full straight. I've had a hard time with that one, mentally understanding the timing of twisting between somersaults. So probably one of those two things. Next question. What is the most memorable moment in your gymnastics career thus far? It's got to be 2021, where we secured that European bronze medal for the first time, the first senior men's team gym medal ever for Team GB. And I've spoke before about this on my channel. The process we went through, the journey getting to that medal, meant so much more to me than the medal. The people we were around, the coming forth in 2018 before then the journey up to it, COVID, what the heck was that? All that process, the event getting cancelled, us not knowing if we were getting there, the whole process, that is definitely something I will hold with me dearly for the rest of my life. And it's taught me a lot about life and gymnastics. Next question. Who is your gymnastics idol? Growing up, I remember the kind of gymnasts that were popular at that time were Lewis Smith, I was a fan of his, Max Whitlock, obviously. But to be fair, I think I wasn't really aware of popular team gym gymnasts at that time. There was somebody who he's going to like his name being mentioned. I remember seeing Mr. Connor does flips, Connor Warren, someone who I've got a lot of respect for. The best team gym gymnast we have ever had. Somebody who's achieved so much in the sport. He's done so much for the sport as well, which is something obviously I hold really close to my heart. And he is an absolute athlete, from his physicality to mentality. He's achieved a lot. So when I was younger, Connor, outside of gymnastics, usual suspects of athletes, people with insane work ethic. Michael Jordan, Ronaldo, those kind of figures I looked up to when I was growing up. Do you have a competition ritual? Fun fact, did you know I had a speech impediment when I was younger? I couldn't say Luz. Yeah, hey, don't bully me. I still can't talk properly now. Okay, my competition ritual is visualization. I like to do a lot of visualization, and that's something really I've only got into in the last 4 or 5 years of my career. So I did do a few events before it, but I started to try and visualize what I was doing and then I started looking at how I can maximize my visualization beforehand, before the comp, night before. And the simplest form, I just played through the events I was going to do. How does everything feel? What am I going to do? What's the plan? Play through scenarios in your head, positive, negative. How do you want something to go? Play it over again and again and again and again. And that is the first part of my ritual. And then the second part got to be the tunes, okay? So I love my music, as anybody will know, close to me. But it goes from a range of emotions. I want to be chilled beforehand. And then as we build up towards that comp, getting to the time, it's not peaking too early. And it's up to a comp with peak maybe at one point where we want to be fully pumped up before we go out, and then it drops and it goes back up, it drops, it goes back up. So usual rap, we listen to a lot of old tunes, throwbacks, raps, 2000 raps, modern day rap, 80s, 90s, you name it, I've got it in my playlist. But the playlist is a topic for another day. What is the hardest thing about gymnastics? I think the hardest thing about gymnastics is trying to trust and believe in yourself when things are going wrong. Now, to have faith in yourself when you're trying to put your body through something or your mind through something to perform a certain skill or to do a certain competition that you've not done before, that is so hard to keep positive, to keep going when your back's up against the ropes. I would say that's probably the hardest part. Oh well, we'll keep it quick. What does your strength and conditioning training look like? So when I'm a gymnast, and what I mean by that is when I was training alongside gymnastics a couple of times a week, a lot of my training was predominantly to make me the best gymnast as possible. So what I would do, I would have a couple of gym sessions a week alongside. I would try to implement them where these sessions were definitely lower body, power, strength, explosiveness focused. So we were doing a lot of plyometric training, a lot of strength compound movements alongside in our sessions, while also implementing like work-ons, balance, coordination in the lower body. I would make sure they tried not to affect my gymnastics sessions as well. So obviously if I'd done really heavy squats and then went to do gymnastics, I couldn't do anything really. So you don't want to do that. So it was all targeted specifically for the right time of the week and intense for the lower body. In terms of the upper body, I enjoy my bodybuilding, style training. So muscle hypertrophy training. So really curls. And I mean, for the first 3 or 4 years of my weight training career, all I did was bicep curls, flat bench, and overhead dumbbell shoulder press. But if you want to find out more about how we help gymnasts improve performance, little plug in the bio, I'll put a link to our programs and you can see how you can make yourself super fast, super powerful, super strong, and improve your gymnastics performance. But yeah, my training, my strength and conditioning was always, I balanced it alongside and just did a little bit of what I could do when. So obviously you can pretty much always train your upper body and then go and do gymnastics, team gym, because it is so lower extremity dominant. But if you're doing artistic, for example, where your upper body is required a lot more, that again is another separate struggle. But I'm waffling. You can find that in the bio. What advice do you have for somebody starting gymnastics? Now, I get quite a few messages, or I get asked this a lot by parents, people. I would say, if you're looking to start gymnastics, be prepared for the most amazing, challenging journey you will ever embark on in your life. Sounds a bit cheesy, but gymnastics is the cornerstone of who I am today, and the challenges, the triumphs, the fails, the landings on my face, head, everywhere is what has made me who I am today, and I wouldn't change it for the world. It's tough, it's rough, it'll make you buff. We're rhyming. I'm going to move on now, but yeah, good luck and enjoy it. Life's too short. Who is going to win I'm a Celeb? The question we've all been waiting for. I think Maura's going to win, but I want the Rev to win. I want the Reverend to win. Moving on. When should a child start gymnastics? Great question. Whenever, obviously. However, I do think, and when the time comes where I have a little one, I would get them into the sport 3, 4, when they're kind of learning those key fundamental movements, and it can build an amazing foundation for any other sport between the ages 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And then they can go off, they can do invasion games, they can do athletics at a slightly later specialised age. General gymnastics into that, and obviously the roots are there for gymnastics careers if they're going to continue training. I think gymnastics can help anybody, no matter what age, at all points in their life. It is great. No idea what number we're on, but we'll keep ticking. We've got a list. We're just going to fire through, do a few more. What is your favourite apparatus? Floor, Floor, exclamation mark. So I like performing on the floor because it was another thing, a bit like my strength and conditioning, where once I kind of let go of the fear of maybe what people might think of me, I found that I could excel in it and I could really like perform, extend, put my full effort into it, and it didn't require really, really scary flips. So I think that is also why I enjoy the floor. And then it's like anything, you kind of enjoy what you're good at. But I still put my shift in on the other pieces, still do a few things. If I was putting them in order, I would go floor, trumpet, vault, tumbling. But I enjoy tumbling. I enjoy it all. That's why we do team gym. I enjoy it all. What has been your worst injury? Now, I've had a lot of injuries, and I'm lucky that quite a lot of them have been quite bad, but I've never had a really, really, really serious injury. So obviously, once I read out what I've kind of reel off my injuries, you're going to be like, what the heck? I've had them all: broken arms, done that twice, broke my leg, sprained my ankle numerous times, and that is the most painful thing in the world. Torn my calf, fingers, split my face open, all of the good stuff. But it's the muscle tears of a ligament damage. They're the nasty ones that you look for. Like, you can have like a bad bone break, and it'll heal in a couple of months, but the ligament tears, and when I tore my calf, that was just a chew on. It took so long to actually get back to kind of full extension, full flexion and power in the calf. It just was a nightmare. So I'm going to say the calf was the worst one. Besides, when I fell off my bike, demolished my head into a pavement because the wheel fell off and nearly died. But that's a story for another day. What did you find hardest in your gymnastics career? What did I find hardest? I would say, a bit similar to earlier, trying to keep going when the going gets tough, as the pop sensation Billy Ocean once said. I think believing in yourself when you're so low, things have gone wrong, you've had a bad comp, all of these, and keeping going and keep putting the work in, keep turning up, being consistent, showing that discipline. That is definitely the hardest part of gymnastics, because the whole sport is basically like, okay, there's a whole bunch of weird movements, like some of the things, there's a whole bunch of weird movements that nobody should be able to do. Now let's go and learn them. Let's go on a process of falling on our head the whole time, again and again and again, to get to that point of like, oh yeah, I can perform this skill. And then it's like, oh, let's put it in another somersault. Let's put it on a beam. Yeah. It's crazy when you break it down, and sometimes I'll have my little deep thoughts. It's a weird sport. Did you ever want to quit? Yes. When I was younger, there was lots of periods where I went through times where I didn't want to do gymnastics anymore. And my grandma kept me in it. I just kind of, I don't know, to be honest, I just kind of kept going, kept doing it alongside other things. And I am an advocate for having other sports, especially when you're young, because I was playing rugby at kind of an elite academy level. And when I had a bad game, I could go in the gym and do gymnastics. When I fell over in a gymnastics comp, rarity. I'm joking, I've fallen over loads. When I fell over in a gymnastics comp, I could go and smash somebody in rugby and kind of put my efforts there. So I think having different things going on, and something I have followed into the rest of my life now, having lots of things going on can be a positive thing when you're trying to stay in the sport when you feel like giving up. Don't give up, you've got this. The question all 519 subscribers have been waiting for. Am I still doing gymnastics? And we'll see you in the next one. No, I'm just kidding. I am always going to be a gymnast, I think. I don't think I'm gonna not ever be a gymnast of kinds. So I don't think I'll be competing in the next year. We've got some exciting things lined up, which I am excited to share. But right now, I'm focusing on helping other gymnasts, trying to have a period of time where I go back to my foundations and basics in the gym, and I work on other aspects of my life. So probably won't be competing anytime soon, but I am very much so still a gymnast. And who knows? Who knows? We get a little call up, you know, little stretch. We might send it in a Leo. But yeah, after the Europeans, I think need a little rest. And I've got 519 YouTube subscribers now, so we've got to look after the people. What was the biggest mistake you made in your career? Okay, tangible mistake, falling over in the European finals in 2018. But I think the biggest mistake you can make is, and I made, is trying to worry about things I can't control. And we talk a lot about trying to control the controllables, and it doesn't matter how much somebody says it to you, but if I could tell myself something when I was younger, I'd say, look, you can do what you want if you're willing to put the work in and you're just willing to fail over and over again. Like, if you're willing to be weirdly good at failing and doing it again, you will do anything. Any goal you want to reach in gymnastics, if you put enough work into it, I believe you can get there. And that's kind of why I still, and that's kind of a mantra I try to follow in later life. How do you stay motivated when things get tough? I think the best way that I stay motivated is remember the journey and remember what you've already been through and how you felt unmotivated. You probably felt some of these similar feelings, and you've done that. You've already got over something like that. So thinking about what you've already gone through can definitely help. I like to take some time, some alone time, relax, music, chill, go to the gym, smash the weights, hit some curls. They're my ways. That's how I try to keep going. Sometimes you need to talk about these things. Yeah. So maybe confide in someone. That can always help. And finito, we are done. Wow. I enjoyed that. I enjoyed answering your questions. So thanks for watching. I hope you have enjoyed the video, and I hope you have had some interesting, maybe not interesting, maybe just you've laughed at me, but insights into the world of gymnastics as a Team GB gymnast, coach, guy, person in the world of gymnastics, and somebody who just wants to help the next generation, get people involved in the sport and help improve gymnasts. Like I said before, if you're looking to improve gymnastics performance, in the bio, I'll put a link to one of our programs, which is going to directly put you on course, show you and help you step by step improve your performance with strength and conditioning. And we also have, in the link below, you can find that free community for coaches and parents where you can discuss topics, feedback, whatever your thoughts or problems are with your gymnast. So thanks for watching, guys. We will see you in the next one.